How much can we rely on those questionnaires you may have seen in books and on the internet that purport to tell you what your dosha is, your Ayurvedic constitution? For the answer, stay tuned. According to Ayurveda, there are three main doshas or constitutional types: Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. And everyone, it's said, has some combination of all three. Now, you will find all over the place various questionnaires that are supposedly going to accurately tell you what your constitution is. In my experience, those questionnaires are definitely a mixed bag. Sometimes they can nail it and be quite accurate, and sometimes they're completely inaccurate. And I think I have some idea what the reason is. Now, according to Ayurveda, we're each born with a certain balance of the three doshas. Vata, the dosha associated with air and movement. Kapha, the dosha associated with water, heaviness, slowness. And Pitta, the fiery dosha, often seen in people who are quite cut with their muscles and strong-willed, etc. Interestingly, though, even though you see lots of sequences, again, on the internet, on YouTube, in books, that purport to give yoga for Vata, yoga for Pitta, and yoga for Kapha, this is actually not the way we use dosha determinations in yoga therapy and in Ayurveda. Instead, what we're looking for is not what you came into the world with, but where you are right now. So balance, according to Ayurveda, is when your current state, your current balance, which is known as Vikruti, matches what was determined at the moment of your conception, which is Prakriti. So we're not trying to take everyone and balance all three doshas so they're even, unless they're one of the rare individuals who's a so-called tridoshic, who has all three at conception in relatively equal amounts. That person balances indeed, balancing all three doshas. But in someone who's got a predominance of Pitta, balanced is not to make the Pitta be average, but to make it be balanced for them, which is more than people who have less Pitta in their inborn constitution. Now, we live in a world with so much activity, so much sensory stimulation coming at us. The gas pump plays us a video, the television yells at us in the airport, places that you used to be able to maybe think clearly, it's now very difficult to. Okay, so that, according to Ayurveda, is profoundly disturbing to Vata. So because of the nature of our culture, because of all the time that people spend on social media, on computers, on smartphones, on telephones, etc., all of which are said to increase Vata, we live in a society where there's just Vata imbalances all over the place. Okay, so then what happens is, and this is what I've seen repeatedly, someone with a Pitta nature or someone with a Kapha nature, but who also has a major and maybe long-standing Vata imbalance, takes one of those questionnaires, and the questionnaire tells them that they're a Vata. And I've had people come to me who are, for example, clearly a Kapha predominant type, and they say, oh, I'm just such a Vata, which in most areas is exactly the opposite of Kapha. So, and indeed, it was one of these online questionnaires that threw them off. So go ahead and try them if you like. As I said, sometimes they're helpful and accurate, but as often as not, in my experience, and give wrong information. Best to see someone who has some training in Ayurveda and really try to differentiate what's your nature and what's your current state of balance, or in the case of most of us living in the world, imbalance. And then on the basis of that imbalance, we try to figure out what we can do with diet, with lifestyle, and if necessary, stronger measures like herbs and panchakarma, etc., to bring the person toward better balance. And of course, our yoga practice skillfully applied can do the same. Okay, all for today. Thanks much. Namaste.